that there's a number of ways to disclose your ANA. And what we have done this year and in previous years is look to ask counterparties speculatively, if you believe that you might be in scope, if you might have over 8 billion in derivatives in that period, raise your hands and start having a conversation with your dealer community. Before you even have any of those infrastructure type questions, there's a lot of information that you could gain from your counterparties that have done this in previous years, or even outreach to Sheftan or other consultancies to try gain some information on what would need to happen in that intervening time of today through to March next year. So there is the ISDA roundtable where they have been asking for self-disclosures. We know AcadiaSoft has been trying to do something similar. IHS Market obviously has that self-disclosure. I don't believe there's any one single perfect way of doing it. We've been, in previous years, very agnostic to how to actually declare. We're happy to take an email, or even, would you like to have a conversation with us? So we know between at least our counterparties and across the market, we'll be outreaching and trying to start that conversation. But feel free to kick off a conversation with your dealer community or reach out to ISDA and start those conversations as early as possible.
I was going to say, sorry, just to add one thing on that, and perhaps I'm mentioning it because it's a particular peculiarity to HSBC, but some of your dealers, will be global organisations like we are, and we have a number of hub sites that trade derivatives. So particularly for HSBC, we're in France, New York, London, and Hong Kong. Now, we mentioned UK and EMEA at the beginning. There are different margin regimes for each jurisdiction. And when you're trading with a group like HSBC, you will be facing our entities, but each of our entities are directly subject to these different regimes. And actually, when you look at the ANA calculation, the way it's stipulated, everyone sort of bands about 8 billion, but actually it is in the relevant currency. Well, it's not in Hong Kong dollars, it's not 8 billion in there, but, when we're talking about, US dollars, euro, the 8 billion number. And actually, in previous phases, we've had interesting situations, haven't we, Jakir, where we've faced a counterparty who breached the Hong Kong threshold, was it, but didn't breach the US one. So you're kind of documenting with one but not another, because actually, if you're so very close to that 8 billion number, but because of currency fluctuations, you trigger one set of rules, another. And that's just something I think for people to be aware of, because the person you're facing, you may actually need to do that calculation kind of multiple times, looking at different currencies.
And it is complicated because the calculation is different in each jurisdiction. Mm-hmm. Currencies are different, so you really do need to be.
There's also different products as well, and you guys mentioned a really important point about the regimes, and what the first step is that kind of self-disclosure. And there's a questionnaire, and it's really good the dealers send you these questionnaires, so you can go through each of those questionnaires, fill out what regimes are in play, and also then that allows you to prioritize what relationships you're going to focus on. So that first two steps is really important for everyone to do. Work out your ANA, engage with your counterparties, understand what regimes are in play, and then go into the next step, which is around